All right, continuing. Let's look at multiplying two matrices. This works a little differently. Let's say that I have two matrices, and one of them is a 2 by 3, so I'm not even going to show it to you. And the other one, that means 2 rows and 3 columns. So imagine that in your beautiful mind. And another one, slightly different, has 3 rows but 2 columns. These can be multiplied together if these numbers are alike. They will match up in a way that it makes it possible to multiply. Then these numbers on the outside will dictate the size of the product. The answer matrix will be a 2 by 2. So I'll have to do an example of that. And I'm making these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And I'm going to multiply that. So this is a 2 by 3. And now I'm going to do a 3 by 2. So 3 rows, 2 columns. Again, this is all rushing back at you like a freight train. So you better sit down. It could hurt. All right. So these are... this 3 and this 3 match. So the number of columns in the first has to match the number of rows in the second. And the answer is going to be a 2 by 2. So I'm going to draw the 2 by 2, put little squares in, which I have to fill in. Alright, do you remember the procedure? It's a little strange, but not too strange once I get you started. This answer is in the first row, first column, so it's going to involve the first row of the first matrix and the first column of the second. So to get that number, I go 1 times 1 plus 2 times 0 plus 3 times 2. So I'll write those down. 1 times 1 plus 2 times 0 plus 3 times 2. So I'm going to get a 9 in that position. I'm sorry. 1 times 1 plus 2 times 0. Sorry about that. 2 times 0 is not 2. How many times have I said that as a math teacher? So I get a 7 in that position. We can fill out any of them in any order. I'll go over here. Notice it's still in the first row, but it's now in the second column. So it's going to involve in the first matrix, the first row, but now the second column. So to make that clear, I'll try to erase the circle that I put there. So it's going to involve this column because it's this one. We want first row, first column, combined the same way. This times this, plus this times this, plus this times this. 1 times 2, plus 2 times 2, plus 3 times 3. So with that, I get a 15 in that position. And this one is in the second row, first column. So I don't need either of these circles. Alright, the shadow's still there, but so this one is second row, first column. This times this, 4, plus this times this, 0. I'm catching on. 6 times that is 12. 12 and 4 are 16. And lastly, second row, second column. So it's going to be this one and this one. 4 times 2. Or you can see it. 4 times 2 plus 5 times 2 plus 6 times 3. So what's that? 28 plus 8 is 36, I think. Alright, correct me tomorrow if I'm wrong. Alright, so hopefully that comes back to you from the past, that kind of procedure. A little bit about why we have this kind of strange connection. This times this plus this times this. Maybe it make a little sense. If you look at the example from last year, say we have women's stuff and men's stuff, and there are bats for women, there are balls for women and there are uniforms for women. And let's say this is how many that we need, for example. And over here, so we could like think of this as a matrix, a 2 by 3. And over here, so if this is a 2 by 3, would it combine by multiplication? If this is the cost of each cost of each, and say we have a bat, a ball, and a uniform. A bat, a ball, and a uniform. So the cost for each bat is 21, each ball is 4, and each uniform is 30. So does it make a little more sense if I want the total number that I go like this? 12 times 21 plus 45 times 4 plus 15 times 30. And that would get me the total cost for the women's. Let's look at the men's. 15 times 21, 38 times 4, plus 17 times 30. So you see that action kind of makes sense when you see a scenario. So this position, 12 times 21, plus 45 times 4, plus 15 times 30. So does that make sense that if each bat, and for, I guess the men's and the women's bats are the same price, which is far-fetched, but anyway, we'll go with it. 12 times 21 plus 12 times 4, plus 12 times 21 will take care of how many bats and each price, plus 45 times each, 15 times each. So that will get us the price of the women's. The men's, similarly, 15 times each bat is 21, 38 times each ball is 4, plus 17 times each uniform is 30. So, and this was a 3 by 1. It does match. So I don't want you to calculate anything with that. I just wanted you to observe why that action sort of makes sense, like all of mathematics. All right, so this is my message for you. Over and out.